Hi, is Monday. Gross. I always say that, but whatever. Hope you all had a fantastic end of your weekend. We did. Didn't do, I mean, we went, well, Thursday was nice. Friday, it was good. But I've been having a lot of problems lately. Mentally. Spring's helping. But, the side effects of global warming where you're not getting a nice steady temperature rise. You get massive, it's fucking with me. It really is. And Friday wasn't great. Not really. We went to our mosh. I wasn't feeling it all day. I was having anxiety about it all day. And went into a panic attack once all the puppies showed up. And I think a lot of it is, too, that it was also my youngest kid's birthday. And I did send him money, but we're still not talking. And as I've talked about before on here, there's a lot going on with that. I said some things I shouldn't have said to their mother. That she decided that it wasn't about them. It was weaponizing everything about them to her. And she decided that was a good idea to share with the kids. And she'd already spent a good amount of time in the last year I was living with them, plus, to ensure that they would choose her over me. So, as if there needed to be a choice. I don't know what the thinking was. That's the illusion. That's how I feel. It is what it is. So that probably added a lot to it, even if I wasn't consciously thinking about it on the surface. And I want to enjoy moshes again. I am typically happy, bouncy, jumping around, greeting people. And I haven't felt that for a minute. And a lot's happened in the last year. A lot good, but also a lot not so good. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with that. I'm trying to, I know seeing a therapist would help significantly, and I'm aware of that part. I just got to find one, and I got to find out how to use my insurance, because $150 to $200 a session is just not going to happen. It's just fucking not going to happen. As much as I'd like it to, it's just fucking not going to happen. So, and I'm a firm believer that everybody should have therapy. Like, it's just, there are things that you don't realize are affecting you that are affecting you and could help you, get through it. And, and I'm sure there's even the good things are kind of, my brain is still going out. How is this true? When you grew up like I did, in poverty with a single mom who's very young, when things work out, a lot of times you just, even if you don't consciously reject it, you reject it. Like me, I'm making good money, I have a good job, I have a good, you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. With my boyfriend, with my job, with everything else, you're just waiting for the bad thing to happen, because it's going to. It always has before. Not necessarily true. So, like I said, even good things, sometimes you need therapy to process, because sometimes it's just so much better than what you've gotten accustomed to, that your brain doesn't want to accept it, and then you'll end up self-sabotaging and then fucking everything up. I've at least conscious enough of that fact that I don't fuck that up. But that was Friday night. Boyfriend, once he saw that I was slipping into mild panic attack to it's getting more, we went downstairs because they usually have a drag show in the bar downstairs, and once it's done, it's dead. So we went down there and just breathed. The bar manager, like I said, I've known him forever, saw us and went, "Hey, this is not your normal spot." And I told him, and he went, "Oh, got it." And then I said, "Somebody touched me," which this is why I like this bar. Somebody touched me. It wasn't that somebody touched me. It was somebody was physically in my space. Get the fuck away from me. I am freaking out. And he he's like, wait, what's going on? Who? And I said, no, not like that. Just, and he, oh, okay, but this is why I like that bar. This is why Denver Sweet will always be my home bar, because it is a great bar. Just end of subject. But then we ended up going upstairs, hung out for a bit, and then Calf's like, let's just go. Like, he was at that point. And of course, it was getting to a point where we were normally, it's time to go anyway. Like, we usually get, okay, it's time to go home with CB. Or, But then Saturday, we got a late start, but we did end up going to Fort Collins and up into the mountains. And had a great day. Posted a couple pictures to Instagram of the trip. I didn't get a picture of me and my boyfriend, and I'm really upset about that. But he got a picture of us, but he didn't send it to me, so I couldn't post that too. So, bark. But I got pictures of my puppy, and I took some pictures of my car, and because I love my car. It's pretty. And we had a good day. And then yesterday, it was, take Rover to the grocery store, because he hadn't been to an actual grocery store because his previous living situation always went to Walmart. Well, Walmart sucks overall. Took him to King Soopers, which is a Kroger store, and cheaper, more variety, more stuff. He was, and then he'd always really showing him how to grocery shop. So that's what I was doing. Got my hair cut, and my boyfriend lost a tip to his vape, so I had to go buy him a tip, take it to him while he was at work. And then I just stayed home and cleaned. That was my Sunday. And now we're here. And now I've got to get ready for it, because bullshit. But, again, the reason why I started doing this 2 years ago was to show that not all of us are this happy, bouncy, like that's portrayed by a lot of puppies. Like, that's all they show, is the sexy or the silly. They don't show the real, and that's why I started doing this. And I struggle with wanting to even continue this, because I just don't feel anybody cares at all, or anybody even watches it. And I'm sure many aren't going to now either, because nobody wants to watch somebody blather on for 10 minutes when it's not silly. And sometimes I am. But I wanted to show a real side of this. And I do get somewhat frustrated, because, yeah, I'll post thirst traps. I enjoy the attention. I'm human. I'm gay. Of course I enjoy the attention. But I also want someone to like me for this. Like me for who I am. How I expose myself this way. Not just my squishy bits. Which you'll never, ever see my squishy bits. Unless you know me. You'll see them in underwear, but you're not going to see them. It's just not who I am. One exception is if Calf and I do the one little FCF that we've talked about. Then maybe. But that'd be the only time. And it'd be with him. So. But I'm going to try to keep doing these. I'm going to find the push to do them. But I like I said, there's a lot going on, and I'm trying to work through it. I'm hoping to get better as time goes on. I'm gonna do some other things I know help me, like getting back to the gym. Probably, start going with my puppy, because he's a gym rat, and I used to be. So start getting back in the habit, going with him at least when he's off work, and then try to keep it up when he's not here. It's a struggle. It really is. And I'm going to work through it. But that's why I do this, too. So I want the rest of you puppies to see, hey, we're not so different. And you're not alone. We all go through it sometimes. So, if you made it this far and you saw all that, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and let's have a great week. Okay?